Hello, everybody. I'm Nicodemus Kane. I'm back after being off for what was it? 2 weeks. It was a hot minute. It was a while. Um, the reason that I was gone for so long was because I had to get my head straight because the world just is not doing well. I guess this is. Can you tell how informal this is? Because I really just So I've been watching everything the way that it is. I'm gonna turn my headphones up a little bit so I can hear my own voice. But I've been watching. Okay, that's a little bit too much. Wow, I've been watching things, and seems like taking my Advil. My knees have been hurting. It seems like things just keep on going the way they're going, and nobody's paying attention to anything, and everything's just kind of falling apart more and more, and it seems like the more things go along, the crazier stuff gets. And no matter how much you try, it just doesn't seem like anybody's listening anymore. Anybody's waking up. And I've just kind of, just started letting it go just to see what's been happening. I still share things on Twitter. I still share things on Facebook, even though nobody on Facebook's listening anymore, I don't think. And just watching the things that are happening, it's just absolutely absurd. And I don't really bring anything to the table today. I really don't, because, like I said, I have had to pull way back in order to get my mind straight, because my mind just is not straight right now. There's so much stuff going on outside in the real world, and then in the house that I just said, look, I just need a break. I need to take a break. I need to walk away. I need to get myself and my mind straight. And I still haven't. I'm still kind of, just watching and wondering and waiting, because that's all we can do right now, because apparently nobody wants to get off their ass and do anything. We should be doing stuff, though, because there's a lot of things going on right now. There's a whole lot of things going on right now. Absolutely absurd. So I think the best thing we can do is just go look at current events. Just go look at make sure that's just go look and see what's up. The best place I go is Twitter, because Twitter kind of keeps me in the loop. Okay. Just looking on the side here. This was a thing that happened on Friday. I heard something about it on Thursday. Is Pelosi unveiled a bill that will give Congress power in removing presidents. Um, so, whatever you want to think about Trump, whatever you want to think about the man and what he's done, what he said, the way he is, whatever you want to think, as much as these people have tried to get him out of office, shouldn't this eventually be declared a state of war? I mean, shouldn't this be like some kind of treason? I mean, can't as much as they've blatantly done just the whole ridiculous investigations things that they've done that have all proven to be not true. The Pelosi tearing up Trump's speech whenever, during one of the State of Unions things, that somebody even said, if you're destroying official government documents, especially in public like that, you could be indicted or something. I don't know what the hell it was. And it's just all kinds of stuff. And now this. I mean, can't we consider this to be an act of treason? Isn't this an act of war? I mean, isn't this open war at this point? Am I wrong? Can we, are we going to wise up to what's happening here? They're doing their utmost damnedest to try to get Trump out of office, and I'm not backing anybody, because I know left wing, right wing, it's all the same bird. But shouldn't this be stirring somebody up? Or, I mean, is everybody just enjoying it so much that they're just like cooking more popcorn? I just find it absurd. It's just absolutely absurd. And the things that have been said, the things that have been done over the past couple months, it's like the absurdity of it. I've never seen anything like this. I'm 43 years old. I've lived through 7 presidents. Is that right? 6 or 7 presidents? Probably more than that. I don't know. That's just right off the top of my head. Never seen anybody do stuff like this. I mean, yeah, sure, they sit there and bark and growl at each other on the debates and stuff, but this is just absolutely crazy. You waking up to this yet? You waking your family up to this yet? Is anybody gonna see what's going on here? This is just crazy. They're doing their utmost damnedest to tear this whole thing down and to instill some new world order. I can literally call it now because that's all they're saying. That's what they say now. They're calling it straight up new world order. This is the way it's going to be. And people just go along with it. Nobody's waking up. Nobody's paying attention. And it's absurd. Absolutely crazy. That goes along with this. Hashtag shut it all down. What? What is this? Standing in solidarity with all African women who are fighting against gender-based violence. Well, I could probably agree with that. Africa's pretty bad right now. Yeah, it really is. This is in SARS now. In SARS. What do you mean? Like SARS COVID? Is that what the... Or no, is this something else? SARS is a menace to society? Is this something else? What? Now the interesting thing, yes, I understand there is violence against women. I get this, and it's a bad thing, and we should really do something about this. What is SARS though? Let's look it up. SAR Africa. SARS, no. This is all about sicknesses. Surely this can't be. Surely this can't be just about getting rid of COVID, right? Surely not. COVID doesn't. COVID doesn't make gender-based violence. As we continue our in SARS peaceful protests here in SARS. Okay, wait a minute. Let me find one. What is this? We're in SARS, but what is it? Thinking is here with too busy to take a moment. What's happening in Nigeria? Help awareness in SARS. Yeah, but okay, let's try this. All right, Nigeria. Go to news. Nigerian protesters demand end of anti-robbery police unit that robs people. Nigerians take the controversial police unit accused of brutality. Okay, this is interesting, but so this is a Nigeria police unit, notorious police units. Right. So the interesting thing was, though, I went to this shut it all down, and one of the first things I found when I went to latest was this guy was talking about this happened right here. This was just the beginning. It's time to shut it all down. This is anti-fascist. Of course it's anti. This was from the curfews that they made whenever the guys went through and they were shooting people. And of course this was... I don't even remember if this was in Minneapolis or not. I don't remember. This was from May. And this guy retweeted it 12 minutes ago. Like this was just the beginning. This whole shut it all down is not... That has nothing to do with that. See? They're like what is it? You're like hijacking hashtags. It's just absolutely crazy. This is what they want. Shut it all down. This isn't even anarchy. I mean, if I understand anarchy, I know what anarchy is. Anarchy is not bad. It's not a bad thing. These kids, on the other hand, these kids aren't promoting anarchy. These kids are promoting violence. These kids are promoting communism, is what it is. It's not anarchy, because what they want is to tear the old world stuff down and to have us live on our own and be on our own, but they want daddy government to take care of them. That's communism. That's not, they think that capitalism is the cause of all their problems, that because they don't have money that they deserve to have all this free stuff. It's like, no, that's communism, dude. That's what that is. You don't have money because you don't understand that the system is working against you constantly, that you don't have any worth to the people at the top. If you were to break the people off at the top and become your own self-sufficient person, stop bitching about every little thing in the world and do something besides break into people's houses and burn down buildings and all this other stuff, you'd find out that capitalism actually works for you. It works pretty well. It's just somewhere along the line, we let all the idiots at the top have all the money. And that's something you shouldn't do. I think capitalism with limits is a thing. What is capitalism without limits? What is it? Is there such a thing as that? There's got to be capitalism without limits. Actually, I think capitalism without limits, there's got to be some kind of I don't want to say shared, because as soon as you say shared, as soon as you say, each person gives of himself for the greater good, as soon as you do that, you start getting back into communism. But no, this is people earning what they earn and then giving part of that back, but not having somebody at the top that's taking it and doing everything to it. It's for the greater good of the people. It's kind of like socialism. Is it like a nationalist socialism? Oh, for fuck's sakes! Like, I'm not gonna say that works either. I'm just saying that there's got to be a better way. The American capitalism, it's what it is. It's the American capitalism. The American capitalism has failed because it's let all these rich assholes take over the world. And that's the biggest problem right now. The biggest problem is not the police. The biggest problem is not all this. It's not the people that you're voting for. It's the people at the very, very top that think that your life means nothing and they can rule you, which is exactly what's happening right now. They're creating a kingdom of the world. That's what it is. It's going to be a fiefdom where they get to rule over you and you don't get jack shit. That's exactly what's happening right now. That's what you have to know, what you have to understand. Does that make any sense? I don't even know anymore. You got the stand. Who cares? That's promoted. I love how they have promotions inside of the creepiest place to visit in every state. Yeah, no thanks. This one I thought was interesting. Coronavirus hits the. I said it. I didn't mean to say it. I'm sorry. Hit the U.S. long before we knew, and the data proves it. Well, how long? Tell me. How long has it been? Likelihood as of February 1st of a single day, it's at least 10 locally. Yeah, but it doesn't. It just says months. On March 4th, California officially recorded its first day. Get this out of here. My light just ran away from me. There we go. Okay, this means nothing. Why is this doing this? What is this bullcrap? Okay, here we go. What was that all about? Before we're transmitting the virus across the country. Months before. Supposedly it takes... What is this? Why is it doing this? Why is your website doing this? I don't understand. This is... God, I hate Wall Street Journal. What am I doing? Anyways, if it was months before, what does it take? It takes sometimes less than 2 weeks to kill you. right? I mean, if you get it, you have anywhere between 1 day and 2 weeks to die from this thing. Supposedly, because I mean, you got to remember at the very beginning, back in January, December, January, there were people that were falling over dead in the streets in China. Has that happened here yet? I mean, is that, did that happen here? I don't remember hearing about it. I'll tell you what did happen here: nurses dancing in the halls of empty hospitals. Fuck's sake. So if this thing was in our country for months before the lockdowns, then why weren't there more people dead? Anyone? 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 Just saying. I would think it would be interesting that there wasn't a spike in deaths until they said there was something there, but there's nothing here. What's going on? There's nothing here. This is, and they want to say they want to say it was rampant. Rampant my ass. What is any of this mean anything? Because all I get is a bunch of horse crap out of this. Likelihood of single day with at least 10 locally transmitted infections. California, New York, but what does this mean? Are these just tests? Are these deaths? Because you guys had this massive spike in deaths. Wait. I was looking to see if these are all. This is all worthless, man. These are all. I don't know. I can't tell anymore. This is. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I don't even know. I don't even know. It's all crazy. South Carolina is trending in politics. I don't know why. I don't understand. Um, I don't know what's going. Getting crazy out there though, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy crap. I don't even understand it anymore. This is me. This is my Twitter. I am flying the flag upside down because we are definitely in a state of we need help. Absolutely, we need help. Okay, so the last thing I did, somebody had mentioned something about Seraphim again. So I like this. Take the year 2020 divided by 666. Go do it. Tell me. Come back to this when you see it. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you because people need to have it done for them. For crying out loud. 2020 divided by 666 is 30330. Text ready to 30330. Thank you very much. Have a nice life. What else? This is a good one. If you can read it, you can read it. If not, I'm not going to read it. Let's see what. Oh, yeah. The armies in different countries are going door to door testing. If only somebody, back in April, we were talking about in April or May, we were talking about them coming door to door. I even said something back in April or May about if they come to my door, somebody gonna get tested. I even said that because somebody else I saw wrote the same exact thing. If they come to my door, they're gonna get tested, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. They're testing door to door. The army. Now, apparently, from what this guy said, because I watched the video, he said it wasn't mandatory. It was just even though shit, man. What Australia, Victoria, an entire apartment block had to have mandatory testing. They went door to door, mandatory testing, dude. Australia. If anybody from Australia is listening to this or watching this, I'm going to have a lot of fun watching your revolution. I really am, because I know it's going to happen. It's got to be coming. Your revolution is going to pop sooner or later. The Australian revolution is going to be something to see if they televise it. The revolution will not be televised. What's this one was the This one was about the funeral home. Yeah, it's really graceful. She's really good. See if we can go right about here. Hold on. Oh, I didn't mean to click it. You can't hear it because I have it on mute. Turn it down a little bit though, it's gonna be blaring.
Hi. In the video, you see the son move his chair to sit beside his mother and comfort her during what is probably one of her lowest moments. All of a sudden, a staff member of the funeral home appears, interrupting the funeral, saying that the family needs to separate. The son cannot hug his mother. He needs to move 6 feet away from his mother, in fact.
It's my privilege to have been asked to conduct our service today to celebrate the life of Alan Wright. I therefore offer you all a very warm welcome as we unite in love and friendship to...
You have to put the chairs back, I'm afraid. You can't move the chairs to a side.
That was pretty much it. Is what it was. They moved their chairs back and they played nice. And so I'm going to tell you this much right now. I was fuming over that all day. I said that's the most absurd, ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. I would have straight up told the guy no. He would have had to have kicked me out of whose ever funeral that was, because I would have flat out told him no. He can kiss my ass. That is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. So I said, it's written that there is a time to love, a time to hate, a time to war, and a time to heal, and all the other stuff. It's just like the old song. I said, God has given me this time to hate. I am just human. I saw it 3 times on 3 different channels, and I was absolutely fuming. I just almost to the point of shaking. I said, I can't do this anymore. This has gone way past the point. So if that doesn't make you mad, what's going to make you mad? What's going to make you stand up? It's not just about turning the other cheek anymore. If somebody comes to you directly and does it to you and yada, 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 play nice with your neighbors, all the kinds of stuff, that's fine. But on the whole, we're not supposed to just sit and take it. We can turn it around. There's a time for everything. What are you going to do? I've been praying on this for a while. Tell me what to do. Tell me where to go. Tell me what it is. Father tells me to sit tight, and when it's time for me to fight, I need to fight. That's what I get told. Other people may get told they got to sit still and just be whatever. Fine. You can do that. That's not what the Father's telling me. That's not what I'm getting. I'm getting when it comes time, I need to worry about standing up and fighting for what's right. So, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do? I'm tired of just watching it happen. I'm tired of this illness, this sickness. And it's not the sickness of some mysterious virus coming through. It's the sickness and evil of those people at the top trying to tell us what we need to do. I'm over it. I'm just absolutely furious. My uncle, my granduncle, my grandmother's brother, 74, 76 years old, he passed away a couple months back. We couldn't have a funeral. My grandmother couldn't have closure. She's not doing well. She's on the verge of Alzheimer's, man. She had a stroke and her mind is really starting to go. My Aunt Marilyn, his wife, I don't know how she's doing. I don't know if she's my cousins, his kids. What did they get to do? What's going on here? I can't go see my grandmother because she's stuck in a nursing home because she had some problems with her foot. She had to be put in a home. My mom was the same way. She had surgery a couple months back, not several months, couple months back. I couldn't go see her. What's going on here? You know? I've seen the video of the old woman in the nursing home where the guy has to visit her on her window, and she's constantly telling him to open the door, and she's in tears. You could tell that the woman's not entirely in her right mind, and she's picking up a picture of her son or whoever it is and pointing at him and saying, "This is you," and I've seen that. That's sick. It's absolutely sick. This isn't just about a virus anymore. This is the down and dirty evil of the world. That's what this is. And if there's evil, we are supposed to put it out into the light, and then we're supposed to fight it. We're supposed to fight it. We can't run away from it anymore. Where are you going to run? There's nowhere else to go. We either make the stand now or we take it. What are we going to do? And I hear people constantly say, well, that's not what the Bible says. We're supposed to sit back and wait for his return, and then he will come and do it. And we're supposed to get raptured out of here by the time anything bad happens. And for starters, I haven't seen any reason to think that everybody's going to be magically raptured out before anything happens. Quite the contrary, if I read the book the way that I read the book, for starters, it says that, you know, there's going to be a lot of people left over. Nobody's going to be taken before anything bad happens. Secondly, if you want to go by all those allegories that Christ ever made, then it's the tares that get taken out first and burned before the wheat does. All right? Am I wrong? Am I right? He pulls them all and then he separates them. It's amazing that I don't know how anybody. I could be wrong. Hey, I've said it on this channel a million times. I could be wrong because I don't know everything. I don't know everything. I learn something new every day. And I pray every day, give me the knowledge, give me the understanding so that I can tell somebody else, so that somebody else that hears my voice can get it, so that they can go and turn, because my salvation is not 100% fixed. Because I'm not perfect. And I know God says that I don't have to be perfect. I understand that. But if I get judged that I cannot go forward after I die, if I am to burn in hellfire, then I at least want to know that I helped one person. I helped one person. That's why I do this. I don't have all the answers. Why I tell everybody, go find your own answers, because I don't have all the answers. All I can do is make connections. That's all I got. That's all I can do is make connections, because we don't know the truth. None of us know the truth. We are all being lied to. Nobody knows the truth. This about made me sick. You can pause it and read it if you want. I'm not reading through it anymore. That just about made me sick. What else? Oh, the dude that got busted for wanting to go see a 14-year-old boy. That was a good one. Being burned at the stake for not wearing a mask. Here's the actual video of the one. Colombia. Hey, do you get it yet? It is a picture of Colombia holding the light of truth, the illuminated light and truth, in front of a pyramid where the light is the capstone. And look, there's two other pyramids on either side of it. She's holding an illuminated light as the capstone of a middle light of three pyramids. Get it yet? Get it yet? Just saying. Here's giant trees. There's some more giant tree stuff. The Joe Biden thing, the ear thing. People didn't get this. Look at his ears. You see his ears over here. You see how it's cut right there. You come over here and it's attached. The hell is that? Is that a Photoshop? That looks like Photoshop. I don't know. I can't tell, but this does not look like Photoshop. What is this? Now, I've heard of them pinning ears down. I get that. I know that's a thing. What is that? What is that? Go back to the first one. Go back to these. It's not how his ears work. See, look, and it's not even like you can say, oh, well, it's just his left ear that does it. No, or, yeah, no, this is, what is this? What's going on here? What's going on here, guys? This doesn't even look like the same guy either. When you really look at that guy and the other guy, it's not even the same person. It's weird. I'm telling you, weird stuff's going on, man. Weird stuff's going on. There's all kinds of stuff in here that I've got. Either it means something or it means nothing. This one right here, this 33 Corona, go look this up on BitChute if you can. I don't like that he put the Jewish Holocaust code thing. I don't like that because that just kind of turns people off. But this whole thing is about the 33 that you keep seeing, which I've done before. I'll do it right now for you too. Watch this stuff. I put my water down. I have my water on me. News. Perfect Storm is interleukin 33, the Achilles heel. What? What is this? What is this? I should have opened it up in another tab. Interleukin 33, the Achilles heel. Unique cytokine signature of the CV19 might provide clues to disease mechanisms, future and possible future therapies. God, the way these people talk. Here we propose a pathogenic model in which the alarmin cytokine interleukin 33 is a key player in driving all stages of CV19 disease. High asymptomatic. Oh my God, it's IL-33. Oh, Illinois. You know what's in Illinois? Little Egypt. This is so much. Oh, man. Susceptible individuals, IL-33. What the hell is this? IL-33. Released by damaged lower respiratory cells may induce dysregulated GATA binding factor 3 expressing regulatory T cells, thereby breaking immune tolerance and eliciting severe acute respiratory syndrome CV2 induced. So the next thing they're going to do, and I swear they're going to do this, the next thing they're going to do is say that this is airborne AIDS. They're going to say that. I'm just saying they're to the point now where they've been able to claim that the CV is the cause of every death for the past however long it's been, and it's not just any kind of respiratory thing. It's CV caused such and such as kidney to fail. CV caused such and such as heart to stop. CV caused such and such as penis to have a blood clot and be erect long enough to kill him. I mean, stuff like that. I'm still going to hark on that, guys. I will for the rest of my life. Which probably short. I don't even know. IL-33. Ay. This is absurd. This is absolutely absurd. IL-33. This is going to be my new talking point. Everywhere I go from here on out. I'm writing this down. 33. What the shit? I don't even know what to say about that anymore. It's nothing. Sports. Oh, yes. Dozens hospitalized after fire engulfs a 33-story apartment in South Korea. This whole thing was ablaze, too. I don't know if it fell down or not. Maybe not. MLB says no positive test among players for 40 days, but there's no 33 in it. There probably is. Another 33. After 33 years in the donut business, they're closing shops. Of course they did. Sports. PA Senate District 33. Maybe, maybe not. There's no sports. Ever since sports started back up, man, everything's just like sports. If a township officer retires after 33 years of experience, why just 30? Why didn't you retire at 30? 30 is a nice round number. You had to wait 3 more years. Unbelievable. Township Sergeant Thomas Longo, is this the same guy? Plymouth Township, yes it is. Health Department reports 33 new deaths in data update. 33 new cases. This is nothing. York County, 33. The award-winning 33-year-old. It's a Cardi. It's a whiskey. Nice. Shelby County, 33 new deaths. Related to southwestern Utah rise 33% in 2 weeks. 33 new deaths in Colorado. You see, I do this. I used to do this after every single episode of these that I do. Gordon College to cut tuition by 33%. Well, you know, you've cut students by more than 33. I think you only have 33% capacity anyways. SIGs, solar cells, thin film solar cells, hits efficiencies of 33%. Nice. Chapter 11 filings have risen 33%. Chapter 11, is that bankruptcy? I don't remember what Chapter 11 is. Wood County, 33. Here's who running for District 33. So Donut Shop, 33. Permits up. St. Paul CI permits. It's a CI permit. That is. 33 years ago tonight. Six. Everything has like this weird anniversary to it. And it's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. First Wealth Financial Group celebrates 33 years. The place I work for right now, we are just at 30 years. So probably in 3 years, I guarantee it, in 3 years, we're going to have some big thing. I may or may not be working for the company by then. U.S. commercial bankruptcies up 33% year to date. 15 cars stolen, items taken from 33 others since June in Westerly. 15 cars and 33 others just happen to have it. I mean, if it either all means something or it all means nothing, guys. It's just all there is to it. It either all means something or it all means nothing. Moscow reports 33 deaths in past day. If you don't understand that they are lying to you, Amazon takes 33% off Kindle Essential Bundles ahead of Prime Day. 33%. You could have done 30%. 30% is a nice round number. People like nice round numbers. 10, 25, 30, 50. People like nice round numbers. It's always been. It's only been recently. 33. Oh, well, there just happens to be, this is the top 33 yada yada yadas in the past 33 years. New Mexico, 33. Ottawa man had 33 pounds of meth. 33 pounds. Exactly. Couldn't be any more, couldn't be any less. Now, okay, you can say, well, yeah, you're populating all of the 30, this is a list, the 33 best movie endings of all time ranked. The hell? This is from The Insider. But you can say, oh, well, you're populating all of the results from everywhere. Of course you're going to pop a 33 here and there. Yes, you are. You saw the sports. You saw the, 33-year-old man dies and such. Yes, that somebody got caught with 33 pounds of meth. I get that. I understand that. But when you're talking about CV deaths, when you're talking about cases, when you're talking about anything that has to do with current events, it's usually a 33. I'm just saying, this right here, why is it a 33 best endings? Why can't it be a 30 best movie endings of all time? People like round numbers. If you do a list, you do a top 10 list. If you don't do a top 10 list, sometimes you do maybe a top 15, more than likely a top 20. Top 20s means that you have twice as many that you could do. My doorbell just rang. I think it's probably a package. But you do it in those kinds of numbers, You don't do 33. It's like the top 37. There's a top 37 best ranked songs of all time. You see what I mean? It just sounds so ridiculous. But there it is. And they do these best ofs all the time. 33, watch this. 33 best news. 33 best small towns, 2 weeks. 33 best endings, 1 week. After best week, it's not 33 TV characters that started out as something and did something else. 18 hours. 33 Amazon gifts, 1 week. 33 best things that happened in Jenny Murray's 33 years. What the 33 best supernatural quotes, 1 day. 33 years, it doesn't matter. 33 is a score. There's going to be more of these. We just have to wait. 33 best friends gifts to give your partner 2 weeks ago. It's not like, we're finding something from like 5 months ago. We're finding stuff from like 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago. These are 33 lists, 33 best-selling cardigans. They're lists. It's not a 30. It's not a 25. It's a 33. 33 best Halloween movies. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And then it's the percentages pop up too. We'll be on. Titles be on sale for. Oh, it's nice. Sorry, we're looking at switches. I'm sorry. I see it. I'm shopping while I should be truthing. Damn it. Okay. Anyways, oh, they got a 33 game unbeaten streak. See, that doesn't mean anything. That can happen, once you hit a certain thing. 33 scariest films of all time, 1 week. That could be the same as the other one that we saw. But if you want to wake people, Portland Dining's 33 best $33 meals. What in the wide world of sports is that? $33 meals? Why 33? Portland Dining Month, 3 courses for $33. Why? Is it a 33-year anniversary? I don't get that. Why is... Oh, my goodness. Do we see what happens, though? You want to wake somebody up to it. That's how you wake somebody up to it. Because I know there's people out there that are like, man, I just can't seem to get such and such to do this, such and such to do that. It's easy. It's like I said, all you got to do is type in 33, go to news, and look. Type in 33 and go to good. This right here. What is this? Interleukin 33. This is a thing. I got to write that name down. Interleukin. That's crazy. That was 18 hours ago. I don't know what it means. I don't know what that all means. I could pass on to somebody else. That diagram looks like a pentagram. I can tell you that much. Can I see that diagram on here? Is that a thing? I don't know any of this garbage. I'm not a scientist. I don't know what any of that crap means either. Somebody else somewhere has to know what this stuff means, but this is absurd. IL-33. Oh, what is going on? But look, 33 COVID, and all you got to do is just go down the list, and you will see almost the exact same articles. They almost say the exact same thing. But you just go down a list, and it's weird that it does this. It doesn't do this with many other numbers. I mean, I can't just put in well, sometimes I can, because apparently let's try 329. 329, 2 days ago, 1 week, 1 hour. Holy crap. God, that's in there too. Any of it. I know it's still a thing, but you know how to wake somebody up. That's how you wake somebody up. It's just, that's all there is to it. I don't even. This is what it all comes down to. Here's your politicians. Here's your voters. Just saying. That's exactly how we are right now. This was 1 year ago. This was 1 year ago on Facebook. What if I were to tell you that there is a vast satanic conspiracy to deceive the masses of every society on earth? That was 1 year ago, September 26, 2019. I posted that on Facebook. 1 year later, and now you're living in it, you fools. I should make that my profile picture for the video. Hell, it just gets crazier from there. I don't even know what else to say. Before we go, I wanted to do some. I wanted to do this. I don't know what this website is. It looks a little weird. It looks like it might be a little weird. So we're just gonna leave it alone. I don't know what the website is, but what he says is kind of interesting. I don't know what this is. There's a little truth in every lie, and every devil tells you a little truth. Just saying. That doesn't mean you got to believe them. That doesn't mean you got to follow them. That just means that there's a kernel of something. It's a puzzle piece, and I've been talking about this for a while. So I'm not going to say this is true. I'm not going to say it's false. I'm just going to say this is something that we're going to talk about, and we're going to go into it. This is supposedly a seraphim. It had 6 wings, 2 to cover its face, 2 to cover its legs, 2 to cover its body. If you ever wondered about what the devil is or was pre-fall, you probably have been told that he used to be an angel with God. So then why is he often described as a serpent, a snake, serpent, or dragon? Though there isn't a great deal given away in scriptures as to the nature of angels or the heavenly realms in general, we get some glimpses from the visions of the prophets. But what we can also look at is the words which the Bible uses, some of which aren't translated and so lose their original meaning in English. Now, there is no perfect translation of anything because the Bible, unfortunately, every single word has like 5 meanings. That's just the way it is. You have to find it, and part of having the spiritual eyes to be able to see through it is in knowing the meanings of the words. You can, and some of the words, you have to really dig down in order to find the meaning. Really dig down into it. It's like Latin. Latin's the same way. Latin, what was I talking about with Latin? Canis. I was talking about Vatican. Vaticanus. Vatic is the seat of. Canis is dog. But if you look at the word canis, canis also describes lichen. Lykin. Lichen have been called many different things over the years. On the very, very ass bottom of that list is the word snake. The very bottom of the list. The most hidden word that can be used in conjunction with the word lichen, with the word canis, with the word dog, is snake. So you can say, in some way, shape, or form, the word Vatis Canis, or Vatic Canis, I don't remember exactly what it was, is house of the snake. That's what I'm saying. You have to have the spiritual eyes to be able to see from one point to another. You have to know what these words are. This is part of the getting the wisdom of the book, is because every word has like 5 meanings. Not even that. It's just that the ancient Hebrew, every letter was a word unto itself. One whole word means, could have four words inside of it. It's the biblical language. It's God's language. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible once you get down to it. But they hide these things. This is why I say that the English language was created to be used against us, because just about every word we use is a conjunction of Latin words that hurt us. Government, governus mentis, govern, to rule, mentis, the mind, to rule your mind, government, to rule your mind. What was the other one I was thinking of the other day? It was another ment. Shit. Wasn't entrapment. Oh, come on now. I can't think of what it was. I know I didn't write it down either. But like politics. Poly meaning many, and ticks meaning bugs, meaning insects, meaning blood suckers. Polyticks, many blood sucking insects. I wish I could remember that one because it was so good, but I can't remember what it was now. Gone. Oh well. Anyways, and I've been talking about this for a while though. But like I said, every word means something else. You have to really get down into it to understand. And a lot of these extra biblical things that they don't like you to read, there's a lot of people that say you don't have to worry about reading, Enoch or any of that stuff. It's non-canonical. You don't have to worry about it. It doesn't mean anything. Even though there are still sects of religions that still consider it to be part of the book. But you don't have to worry about it. It means nothing, Don't worry about the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha means nothing either. Don't worry about, Jubilees or Jasher or anything like that. That's all just made up garbage. It's nothing. Even though those books have something, they know what they're talking about. There's things inside of those books that kind of make sense when you get to it. I'm not going to say they're canonical. I'm not going to say you should or shouldn't read them. I'm saying that those books hold something. They help. They really do help. Just saying. The word seraphim is a transliteration of a Hebrew word rather than a translation. So in English, we often will miss the meaning of the original hearers and readers who would have understood that word to mean. A transliteration, for those unfamiliar with the term, simply means that a foreign word has been converted into its English equivalent of letters rather than its meaning being used. A relevant example of this would be for the word Satan. Although it's come to be used as a name, it's actually a transliteration of the Hebrew word for adversary. You can see a few examples of the word usage here as an adversary for Samuel, 1 Kings. You can look those up. Job 1:6. So what does seraphim mean if it were translated? Basically, fiery serpents. Fiery serpents. Winged serpents is another one, but it has to do with serpents. The word seraph is Egyptian, means serpent, snake. The Hebrew word has obscure etymological roots related to burning, literally, which may explain why translators chose to transliterate rather than to translate it. There are some links with the root word to Babylonian fire gods, and also in Egypt, there are eagle lion-shaped figures referred to as seraph. This is seraph. This is different than seraph, S-E-R-A-P-H, which is where we get our English term and concept for the griffin from. There's also the possibility that fiery snakes is a reference to the venom in a bite, which has allusions to the fiery darts of the enemy in Ephesians 6:16. 6:16. Though this could just be more symbolism with Roman soldiers and their weapons and anything else. Well, you never know. You have to look at it for yourself. Seraphim are one of, if not the highest order of angelic beings, often depicted close to the throne of God singing praises. We first see them in Isaiah 6:2-3, and then briefly again in verses 6 and 7, where one puts a colon in Isaiah's lips. You can go to 6:2-3, Isaiah 6:2-3, and read it. As we see from Isaiah's description of the seraphim, they have wings, faces, and feet. And in verses 6 and 7, they must have hands of some sort and to be able to hold tongues and give cold to Isaiah. We don't really hear from the seraphim again until we get an inference in John's Revelation, where they are called living creatures in a similar scene that Isaiah saw, described very much in the same way, except with the terrifying visual addition that they are covered in eyes. There too, that's why they call them the Watchers. That's why angels are called the Watchers, because they see everything. You ever, I actually put something together a while back, where I was like, whenever they say that there's as many stars in the world as there are people, and they're countless, and that, if the sky is water, if the outer sky is water, and if angels are constantly singing, they create lights, because if you pump sound through water, it creates light. And the angels are in the sky, and they're supposed to follow their heavenly duties to roll wherever they go. There's basically a light for every person in the world, for every soul. What it was. That's what I think that might be, and it doesn't have to be, because I know it may or may not work that way. But it's like when a light blinks out, it's a soul blinking out. That's why whenever you see a shooting star, somebody died. You ever think about that for a second? It kind of, these stories fit together. It's puzzle pieces. This is what this whole thing is puzzle pieces. Trying to figure these things out, trying to put these things together to make it fit, because there's the picture as it is right now, it doesn't fit. It doesn't work. It's weird when you really, really look at the picture right now. Nothing really fits together. But when you start going off, when you stop looking at the top of the box and you start kind of, putting the pieces together for yourself, these things kind of fit together. It's really weird. It's strange how it works. But that was just one thing that, that's why they're called the Watchers, though, because the angels, there's one for each of us. How do you think that, they're going to know what we did when we go to the judgment seat? I know God's going to know everything, but there's going to be angels there. There's going to be not only his angels, there's going to be the people that are there, the saints that are going to be there judging people. That's what it says in the book. The angels are going to be the ones that are there that are going to tell what we did. The accuser, Satan, the accuser, he's going to be there too, because he's going to be, he's one of the Watchers. He's one of the ones that knows. They watch us just like the angels at the top know. It's together. You see how this works? I'm probably preaching to the choir. When I get it, it's like a revelation to me. That's why I pass it on to somebody else, because somebody else could probably be as stupid as I am to this kind of stuff. Not that you're stupid, but you could be as naive to this kind of stuff as I was. I still am. And just that little tiny bit might crack your brain open. It might be like, oh, hey, wait. That's why I do this. That's why we talk about these things. It doesn't have to be true. I'm trying to figure out my part. And then I'm trying to help others try to figure out their part. And then maybe somewhere along the line, somebody's going to figure it out and give me something that I can take and be like, there it is. That's what I needed. Which a lot of people have done. A lot of people have actually done that for me. They've given it to me and they've said, well, why don't you try this? And I'm like, you're right. I was wrong on that part. Now that I look at it, this makes a lot more sense. Thank you. We're all trying to help each other here. We're all part of the body. We're all trying to help. How does this all relate to the devil? As you probably know, one of the recurring themes for Satan in Scripture is that of a snake, serpent, or dragon. The word used in Genesis 3 for the serpent isn't the same as the word for seraphim. It uses the word nakash for serpent instead. But looking through the word usage between seraph and nakash, the two can get translated in similar ways, though the latter word seems to get the most used, even in conjunction with fiery serpents, as well as being translated as fleeing serpents. And it also has implications towards the Leviathan mentioned in Isaiah 27. Interestingly, too, the word nakash also has instances where it gets translated as divination, giving the word a deeper and more mystical meaning into the nature of it. Interesting. We talk about Leviathan. Leviathan is the world snake. World snake. A lot of okay, that is not what I wanted. Let's try the world snake from God of War. World snake. Let's try mythology. Jormungand, the Midgar snake, but there's other ones too. There's other mythologies that actually have a snake that wraps around the world, very similar to this pole. Snake worship. That's nice. There was a map. Like this, look. Quetzalcoatl. This is Aztec. It can't be Aztec. Those are elephants. There's no elephants in South America. The hell? This is the exact same thing, though. It's about a snake. It's about a snake, the Ouroboros. It's the snake or the dragon that lives in the water, that circles the world. That at the end of days, the snake will be killed so that we can move forward. Look, there's a cave. Looks like it's got scales. That looks too real, though. That looks like it might be Photoshop. You never know. I totally believe that there are frozen stone giant beings in the world, but But you get these stories, these tales of a snake, of a world, sacred ash tree with a snake wrapped around it, or a Ouroboros. There are several of these where there's a snake that rolls around a world. You talk about Leviathan being killed at the end of days. What was the one I was just thinking about? Shit. I lost it. I had it and then I lost it. The Ouroboros wrapped around the tree, or wrapped around the world tree, wrapped around the world, which is interesting because it was a world tree. It's a snake that was wrapped around a tree in a garden. It was another culture. I can't think of it right now. It's gone. It's gone. I had it and it's gone, and I don't know where it went. Egyptian mythology? Damn it. You have it in so many different cultures, though, of these flying dragons, of these plumed snakes, Quetzalcoatl. Which we're going to keep going here because this is where this all leads to. If the seraphim are serpent-like fire beings and the devil was or is one, then it could also explain why he also gets referred to as that serpent of old and the dragon. The interesting thing about all this is the link between the day of the Lord, God swallowing up death, and his defeat of Leviathan as the fleeing twisted serpent, who is the dragon that is in the sea. Now, of course, that's what I was going to say. On old maps, whenever they thought the world was flat, because the world was probably flat, when they thought the world was flat, they didn't want to sail out to sea because they thought there was a giant monster in the sea, a giant, dragon monster in the sea that would come and get them. Anybody remember those tales of the ancient sea dragon? And they usually put them in the Atlantic Ocean, because they didn't want anybody driving out there. But you also saw them, and on the old maps, you used to see them down by Antarctica, down in the south. You're not supposed to travel south either. Which makes sense on a flat Earth map. Yeah, I'm still a flat earther, guys. You gotta put that in perspective, too. It's the dragon that is in the sea. Now, I've talked about this before as well. The dragon that comes out of the sea, the maritime law that we are under right now, the beings that came out of the sea, when God flooded the world, he killed every living creature on land. He killed every living creature on land. He didn't kill everything in the water. There was stuff in the water that came up. You want to talk about some interesting things, talk about the Babylonian fish gods. Let's go do it. Babylonian fish gods. Talk about the Babylonian fish gods that had the heads of fish that, Dagon, the ancient fish gods. I'm not even going to go into that. But stuff like this, that they came out. They were fish. Look, this guy's got 6 sets of wings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That can't just be a cloak. Those are wings. These things like this, you hear the tales of the mermaids. You hear the tales of these creatures that used to go down in the water. This is how the giants of old were able to come back after the world was flooded, because God flooded the giants out. But then these things came back out of the water because these things were still alive. Where are these things now? I have no idea. I don't know. I really have no clue. But everything we do has a hint of the sea to it. I've talked about schools, like schools of fishes. We've talked about how dockets and berths, where you are birthed, B-E-R-T-H, like the birth of a ship. You are birthed on the land. It is your birth certificate, is your certificate of where you were brought onto land. The whole thing, when you really get down into it, whenever there's guys that have done many, many videos on these kinds of things. When you really get down into it and you look into what maritime law actually, says and does, and then you look at our world and the way it works, like the court systems and dockets and all those things. It's pretty crazy. It's really actually very, very crazy that we live under this maritime law, that somewhere along the line, a whole bunch of people from the sea, and the Bible talks about the people from the sea, that these people that came from the sea have put us under this life, this existence that's out there. And that's what this is. These people fled to the sea, and whenever the waters receded, they came back out. Very, very crazy stuff. Absolutely very, very crazy stuff. When you put it together, when you put every single bit of it together, it just makes this it makes this story, it makes this story that fits, that works together with everything else. And you have these, well, let's continue on with this, and then we're going to get into the Quetzalcoatl and all that stuff. Anyways, the fleeing, twisting serpent, who is the dragon that is in the sea. This also has very similar imagery to what Revelation 13 says about the dragon and beast which come out of the sea. So there are definitely implications between these dragons, serpents, and fiery snakes with the devil and his defeat when Christ triumphed over death and the powers and authorities on the cross. Where am I at? Here I am. There are a lot of scriptures to cover, which mentions all of these themes, but I'll just list a few here where we find the words for seraphim and serpent translated in various ways. Numbers 21:6, Job 26:13, Isaiah 6:6 to 6:7, 14:29, 21:7, 36, and then the New Testament references to the dragon, Revelation 12:9, 13:1, and 22. I find it very interesting that none of the letters are mentioned in this whatsoever. Just me, just saying. Serpents in the garden. I'm not trying to mean anything by that. The more I read the letters, the more I just think, why do we consider these scripture? I mean, I get it, they're kind of like testimonials on how you live your life, but the more you read the letters, just like, these are more guidelines than they are scripture. Just to me, I don't know. I'm not going to say that anything is anything. We should read them and we should follow them. They have good information in them, but at the same time, it's like, but this isn't really telling me anything. I don't know. With this in mind, that doesn't mean I'm a Bible denier. Don't do that. I'm not a New Testament denier. I'm not a Paul denier. Don't do that to me. I'm just saying. Again, I don't know everything. With this in mind, maybe it could change our view on the serpent in the Garden of Eden, which this is where I've done before too. Could it be that it wasn't an actual snake speaking to Eve, but rather a seraphim angel of some type? I have said this. It would explain why no one was concerned about a talking animal when none of the others appeared to be talkative, even though I think they might be talkative because there was a donkey that talked before too. It could also help to explain, there's a talking donkey later on, but I think that we've lost the ability to be able to talk to animals. I think that's why, I think dogs were probably the most talkative animals. I think that's why they hang around us so much, is because, they're waiting for us to talk to them. That's why they like us so much, because they're waiting for us to talk to them. We talk to dogs like we talk to humans. It is what it is. It could also help to explain the punishment God gives to the serpent to crawl on its belly and eat dust. Snakes already do that. So why would that be something unusual and a punishment for it? This eating, licking the dust the snakes now do is referenced again in Isaiah 65:25 and Micah 7:17 as part of the natural state, it seems. Is it possible that this is an allusion to Satan, a potentially fiery snake-like being getting cast out of heaven to the earth, and now he had to crawl around here instead of the heavenly realms? There's a few places which hint at the devil being on earth and that this is his kingdom and realm now rather than anywhere else. Jesus talks about Satan falling from heaven like a flash of lightning, which seems to be a link to what we see in Revelation 12, where there is a war in heaven which resulted in the devil being cast down to earth. What that's kind of saying, with the way I'm seeing it, is that he lost his wings. Seraphim have 6 wings that cover their face, their body, and their legs. Satan lost his wings. He's stuck. He can still go where God meets his angels. That was in Job. He went to God where Job, to talk about Job. Satan still has the ability to be able to communicate with God, but he's not an angel. He can't go anywhere he wants to anymore. He can fly around the earth. He still has the power of the wind and the air and all that stuff, but he can't go past that. He's lost that ability. I don't know how that works. There's a spiritual aspect to this. I was talking to myself the other day, because I do that, I'm trying to, when you're trying to rationalize something out, you kind of talk to yourself. But there's something else going on that we can't know. We don't have ken of. It goes along with this. When you talk about the snake in the garden being an angel, a serpent, an angel, and that he had fallen, because of that he got converted to something else. There's some other spiritual aspect going on here. When people say, why would God let people suffer? Why would God let, such and such get cancer, or when they're faithful, or, when such and such does this or does that? There's something more to it. What if there's something more to it? There's something more to it than just oh, hey, God can turn your life around in a heartbeat. There's a lot more to it. There's some spiritual aspect of it that we can't understand, that we're not supposed to understand. One of these days we might. Until then, we just can't do it. It explains so much that, the things that he does, the reasons why he has to do the things that he does, the reasons that he has to take, or he had to take at the time, our sins, put them onto a scapegoat, and then kill that scapegoat. There were spiritual reasons for it that we don't understand. It was something about the actual transition of us taking it, putting it on something else, and then killing it, and then eating it. I don't know what that means either. There's something to it. I mean, we can say it. Oh, that was, that's just the transference of sins, and you have to do this, and yada yada. We can say it all day, but that doesn't do anything for us. When you really get down to it, there's something else, some kind of power that we can't understand. That's what all this stuff is. It's just something that we can't understand. We just don't know. How long has it been? It's been an hour. Okay, we're going to keep going. We're going to finish this up, and then we're going to stop. This theme then follows in Paul's epistle to the Ephesians, where he speaks about the ruler of the power of the air, the spirit that is now at work among those who are disobedient. This would also tie back what Jesus said in John 14:30, that the devil was the ruler of this world, and how Satan could offer Jesus all the kingdoms of the world when he was tempted in the wilderness. I don't care if this guy is Christian or not. If he doesn't know the word or he doesn't know the word, he knows something. He's got something going on here that not a lot of people have. While we won't ever fully know what the devil is or was, the allusions and inferences throughout Scripture show that he was a heavenly being of some sort who was cast down to earth. Whatever the true form of the devil, the apostles give us enough warning to know that we have an enemy who hates the children of God and wants to devour them, and that he is deceptive and can disguise himself as an angel of light to trick us. John gives us a method of means testing the spiritual, at least so we have the tools at our disposal. Of course, John, by this the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is of God. Every spirit that does not confess Jesus is not from God. It is spiritual discernment. Use your own spiritual discernment. If what I'm saying doesn't make sense to you, if you go and pray to God and ask him, God, is that Nicodemus Cain boy, is he doing the right thing? Is he saying the right thing? God tells you no, then you can walk away from me. Because I am only talking about what I'm seeing. Because this is where I'm being led. This is where I've been led. I ask the Father to lead me in the right direction, to show me the right places. Don't let me be deceived. Don't let me be fooled. Let it come straight from the Father. What I ask, this is where he takes me. Whatever you want to do with it, that's what you want to do with it. I can't, all I can do is show it to you. You got to make up your own mind. It is what it is. The heavenly realms and beings may be shrouded in mystery to us, but maybe for good reason. But we are not defenseless and are left with enough to know how to spot the tricks of the devil, but more importantly, we're told that the victory over Satan and evil is ultimately won in Christ. Small aside about Ezekiel 28:12-16, which is a passage of Scripture typically interpreted to be about the fall of Satan, despite the start of this passage being directed to the king of Tyre. Verses 14-16, it speaks about a cherub, another rank of angelic being, and again a transliterated word, but depending on which translation you read, the phrasing can either imply that the subject of this text is a cherub, or that the king of Tyre had a cherub with him. Each version has a footnote saying that the meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain here, so I'm not sure it can be a strong argument for or against the devil being a cherub. I've heard that too. I've actually had somebody tell me I'm wrong. The devil was not a seraphim, he was a cherub. I've read it. He was a cherub. It was either an Enoch or it was one of the others. I don't know what it was. But I know that cherubs are another class of angels. There's like, what is there, at least 8 classes of angels? 7? I don't remember exactly how many there were. I know it's written that he was cherub too. We don't know for sure. I mean, we can, I don't think it specifies in the Bible. Does it specify? It might specify in the Bible. Hell. But I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea. Update. Since writing this, I've come across a video which summarizes Michael Heiser's, Michael Heiser, it's like he's good and bad, I can either listen to him or not listen to him. It's weird. Teaching on a topic, it appears that I have come to similar conclusions, that he sides with Satan being a fallen cherub rather than a seraph. Watch a video, yada, yada, yada. And then it goes into a whole bunch of other stuff. So I don't know. Like I said, all I can do is point this stuff out to you, let you make up your own mind. If you find something that definitively helps me in the end, then tell me, please, by all means. I am open to looking into things, trying to figure it out for myself. I may not get back to you immediately about it because, I'm not out there actively looking every day. At this point, I'm just trying to get my mind together to understand what we're supposed to be doing right now. Because I don't really know. I you can only watch the world fall apart so much. It is what it is. I don't know. But that was it. That was just something that, like I said, this was something that happened today. We covered all the Twitter stuff. I don't So anyways, there you go. There you go. That is what it is. I don't know what else to say. I didn't have anything I was really going to talk about because this was just a kind of a, I wanted to make something because I haven't made anything in a while, and I wanted to be able to just say, hey, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still here. I am finishing off water bottles. See if this makes a noise. Yes, it does. With my noise gate, I wonder if it makes noise. That's all I got. Until next time. That's all I got. I'm more than ready to stand up and fight. I think it's going to get down to that too. I think we're going to have to really, really, really make that choice here soon. I think it's going to come to a head sooner or later that we're going to have to stop, take a good look at all of ourselves, and be like, it's time. It's officially time. This is it. So, I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna go take my trash out of here. My trash is full. Maybe it's 1:30. I was gonna say maybe go give the dogs a treat. Might go outside for a little while. I don't know. Might go do some stuff. See what happens. You guys take care. Love you all. God bless every single one of you. I don't know what else to say there. I was trying to think of something good to say, other than if you need help waking people up, I've given you so many tricks to figure out what to do. And there's, I can tell you this: if you're looking for videos, get off YouTube. YouTube is dead. I use YouTube for entertainment. That's all I use YouTube for, is entertainment anymore. I don't even watch anything on YouTube much anymore. BitChute right now is a place to be. There is a lot of hate. There's a lot of racism going on right now, because there's no filter on BitChute. But because there's no filter on BitChute, there's a lot of good stuff you can find. There's a lot of more interesting stuff you can find. Everything I used to be able to find on YouTube 6 years ago, I can now find on BitChute, pretty much, give or take. Watched a Sandy Hook documentary the other day. It wasn't really a documentary. They took all of the police calls and everything and all of the interviews and stuff and put them together. And, I mean, I've done all that research. I've done all that stuff. I downloaded the entire police report and read it and listened to everything. And so, there are problems, and there's a lot of problems with it. But, yeah, it was like, that was the last time I ever went back and looked at that stuff. Holy smokes. Apparently there's a lot more now. It's still ongoing. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. I said something the other day, and it was some people might take it out of context. Some people might not understand what it was. But it was, if you really want to know how much you've been lied to, how much information they have held from you or withheld from you, all you really have to understand is that the books that Germany was burning back in the late 1930s were pornography. And you may say that's wrong, and you may say, oh, well, such and such says this and says that. And you could be right. You could very well be right. But when you find out that's what was happening, you need to kind of rethink what was going on there, I already said everything from this point on, I have to come out with a blank slate. Because nothing makes sense anymore. Doesn't mean I'm turning into a Nazi. It just means that we could be wrong about everything. Everything. I believe the earth is flat. Of course. It's not that far of a stretch. What was the one the other day? It was I've had to drop a couple of Twitter guys because some of the flat earth dudes are really anti-Christ, anti-Jesus, anti-religious. Okay, religious is, religions are one thing, but, when they're just making a concerted effort to go after Jesus Christ, I was like, and they weren't listening either. As much as you try to tell them, well, maybe you don't know what you're talking about, maybe you should look at this, look at that, and they wouldn't do it, and you're like, well, okay, it's what it is. I have to shuffle the dust of my feet off at you, whatever. But when it gets that kind of bad, you just have to kind of, walk away from it. And I just kind of stopped and thought, how could you believe the earth is flat and not believe God? And maybe, maybe they thought there is a God, but there's no Christ, or maybe this, but there's no that. I don't know. I'm not going to, I try to look at both sides of the story, but when there's so much hate and vitriol about certain things, I'm like, can't do it. You got to step away from it. It's just feels evil, just feels evil. Did you notice that my room is kind of clean now? I cleaned my room a little bit. Isn't that amazing how that works? I did too. I got rid of all the boxes. I mean, there's still a box right behind me. This is a new box, but I got rid of all the clutter that was here. Doing stuff. All right, guys, I'm going. Take care of yourselves. I don't know what else to say. I shall see you guys whenever. If I don't make one next week, I'll try to make one in 2 weeks. If I don't make one in 2 weeks, I'll try to make one in 3 weeks. I don't know. You guys take care. God bless. And I'll see you later.